Alright, welcome to Parks 23. If you don't know how to play this, I recommend watching Parks 15 or the very first Parks video in the playlist. So let's just get to it. This can't be a tree, because it would break pink. This can't be a tree, because it would break blue. Actually, it would not. I am very wrong on that. Let's just do a full reset. Because if you could put a tree here, you could put one here. And if you put a tree here, you could put one here. So let's just not be dumb. This cannot be a tree, because it would break blue. Okay. This can't be a tree, because it would break gray. Hmm. I have a feeling this one's going to be a much bigger struggle than the others. Okay, so we can't have one here or here, because it would break pink. So we know that. That doesn't really help us, though, unfortunately. Let's check something out here. If this is a tree, this would happen. And, therefore, this is forced. Oh, actually, is it? I guess it could be either of these. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. I'm not so sure about that. Oh, here we go. No tree here, because that would make that impossible. Oh, that's not necessarily true. I was gonna think, what if there were a place for a tree to be that would block the possibility of two trees in a row or column? That is something I've never considered yet, because it's never come into play. But it could be really useful information if we could just find places where it actually applied. Oh, here we go. No! No, it was so close. No! If I could get all these three blues gone, it would force. Wait a second. Wait a second. Nah, wait. No, I did find something. Oh my god, I found something. I did find something. If this is a tree, this would become a double, which would block all the blues. This would become a double. And together, they would make light blue impossible. That's a really good find. Wait a second. If this were a double, blue would just be impossible. I'm such a dummy. How did I not see that, guys? Wow. So this can't be one either. I'm such a dummy. I can't believe I didn't see that. Wow, that's really bad. Come on, Ryan. Lock in, low bro. That was not good. So wait, hold on. We know this can't be a double, so there's only one in here. But we actually don't know where the other one is. Yeah, we don't know where the other one is. That's the problem. Let me check something out. Oh my god, light blue is impossible with this setup. Wait, let's go all the way back. All the way back. All the way. Can this be a tree? If it is a tree, what it means is that these two are blocked, right? If this is a tree, then they're blocked. We know this can't be a double, because if it's a double, it'll break the gray. So it has to go here. And the other one, this forces this. Yeah, there has to be a tree here somewhere. So it would block this and make this impossible. I'm really confident in this. I think it works. I'm gonna go through it one more time. Tree, block, block, cannot be a double or a break gray, so this has to go here. These get blocked. Gray is forced to be this. A tree exists here. These break. Tree. It's done. This is not a tree. Oh man, that was interesting. So hold on. Hold on. This also must mean that this does not work. Because tree here, gray, right? Block, block, block. Also impossible. No tree there. Holy. And if there were a tree here, it would necessitate this, which would force this, which would cause the same problem. In fact, actually we don't know that. But that was really good. Like that was really good that we found all that. That was really good. I'm surprised. Um that's really good stuff. There might be more. That's the thing. There might be more. I think there is. If I block this square at all, if I block this square, it will force, it cannot be a double, so it will force this to be here. Oh, but it could go here, right? Right. Oh, wait, we're good. Because if I can go here and I go here, for example, it doesn't matter. There's still 2 rows of trees, which means I could do this if I wanted. but this has to be a tree, and it would still break. So this can't be blocked at all. Can this be a tree? Sorry, can this be a tree? It can't! This can't be a tree. Because this is impossible now. So, can it be a double? Didn't we say this wasn't possible? Why is this not possible again? Oh, it breaks blue. So this has to be a tree. Oh my god, we just found so much stuff. And I think we said if this is not a tree, right? If we said this is not a tree, then blue would have to do the double. And that would break light blue. So it has to be a tree. And we can't have a tree here or else it would break blue. I think I'm onto something. I'm either completely wrong or I'm actually a genius and I don't know which one it is. So tree here, tree here. Here's something. If these squares are blocked in any capacity, the tree is here. The other tree has to be here. It breaks light blue. So these cannot be trees. And this cannot be a tree. For that reason, right? And this cannot be a tree in the middle. So it has to be like this. Okay, this is really good. Yep, this is good. Really good. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff going on here. Now we can start looking at other colors again. Green needs 2, so this can't be a tree. This can't be a tree for the same reason. This cannot be a tree because it would break green. This is probably a tree, but I can't prove it yet. Is it possible for this not to be a tree? I think the space is too big. Because this not being a tree doesn't mean that these are not trees. I don't know. I think I'm like 80%, I'm like 70% confident I could put a thing right here. But we're just not going to run with it. We're just going to do other stuff, but I'm pretty sure that that's fine. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it alone. I really wanted to do something with that, but I'm just going to leave it alone. Oh, here we go. This cannot be one because it would block this and, yep, make green impossible. I think this is really honestly leading me to believe that this is a tree. This can't be possible with brick pink. This also can't be possible. It would break pink. Um, it's got to be a tree. This has to be a tree, surely. Oh, here we go. This can't be one because it would necessitate a 2x2, which can't happen. Nice. I'm glad I saw that. That's actually very helpful, I think, because it lets us. Here we go. Yeah, these two cannot be trees because they would block these two orange cells, which would necessitate two trees down here, which would interact with this and break that. So these two cannot be ones either. Yeah, I'm like 90% sure now that this has to be a tree. There's just no way it's not. But we'll just keep going. You know what? If this is, let's just see what happens. If this is not a tree, this could not be a tree because it would break the yellow. This could not be a tree because it would break the yellow. This would break pink. This would also break pink. This would become a tree. We need two trees in this column, so there has to be a tree here. This becomes a dot. This would break pink. Or whatever this is, magenta. There has to be a tree here because of that row, which would mean that this is not a tree, which would mean that this is not a tree, which would mean that this has to be a tree, which would mean that these are clear. This would also mean that this has to be a tree, and this is a dot, which breaks orange. All of that work breaks orange. So, we can conclude that this stupid little dot can't be there. It has to be full with a tree. That's really, really good information. Not gonna lie. That's like really good information. Um, I will take that any day. All right. Now what? I think we're like one step away from solving this. Okay, two trees have to go in green, and they're both not here. Can they both be here? That I actually don't know. Oh no, because this is necessitated. There has to be one here. So they alternate, which is what that means. They alternate. One goes either here or here, and one goes either here or here, and they have to be diagonal to each other. Does that help us with anything at all? It does not. Unfortunately, it does nothing. Oh well. So what we're gonna do is if this is a tree, this will get blocked, this becomes a tree, this gets blocked, this becomes a tree, which makes orange impossible. Tree, blocked, tree, blocked, tree, orange is impossible. If this is a tree at all, orange is impossible. There we go. Probably should have seen that a long time ago too, so my apologies there. But that's nice. Okay, it's about time we figured that out. Uh, man, what do I do? How do I solve the right side of the map? Let's go ahead and test for this guy. Should be easy. So if he is empty, right? If he's empty, damn, never mind. I don't think that actually works. You know what we could do? Since there can't be a double in here, the orange is either in here or here, we can just kind of try one. I'm just gonna, I'm not sure actually, because yes, it would help us a lot, but I don't want to, mm, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. If this is a tree, that must mean that this can't be a tree. That's really cool, actually. So, if this is a tree, this can't be a tree or it would break yellow. And all these things would also be free. Okay. So this can't be a tree, this can't be a tree, and this can't be a tree because all of them would break magenta. Okay. So now what? I believe a tree is forced here because we know they're alternating, right? Yes. Tree is here. Dot, dot. Okay. Can't be a tree here, it'd break orange. It might work. Haven't run into an impossibility yet. There actually can't be a tree in either of these spaces, or else yellow would be impossible. And there can't be a tree here or here because pink would be impossible. This here is decided by this. It's a forced necessity. And because of this, the puzzle is impossible. Because look at this. This row only has one. This column only has one tree. And I'm just following the rules. So I think we've concluded that this doesn't work. This is not a tree. And therefore the tree goes here. Okay. I'm happy about that. These cannot be trees because you... Oh, actually, we don't know that. Why is it still doing that? Weird. Now what? Now what? Hmm. We know they're alternating, so let's just go ahead and run a test and see if we can guess which one it is. So we're gonna assume this. And now we can continue puzzling it out. Assuming this even helps me, which it doesn't. It doesn't even fucking help me at all. Oh man. You know it'd be better. Actually, that wouldn't be much better at all. If this were a tree, right? This would be blocked. This would be blocked. If these squares are blocked, this necessitates a tree here. Okay. Which makes this impossible. This becomes impossible if we put a tree there. You see that? Tree, all this becomes blocked. This is the last spot for this, which blocks these two, which puts a tree here, which blocks these two. So pink becomes impossible. So therefore, this can't be a tree. And if we do it here as well, these get blocked. This happens. Blocks, blocks, blocks. Same thing. Can't be a tree there. Okay. That was a doozy. Oh man. In fact, I think if a tree went here at all, it would block these two. Tree, block, these two would be blocked, so this is not a tree. Okay. Nice. That's good. And because that's not a tree, this can't be a tree, this can't be a tree, and this can't be a tree. Because if any of these were trees, it would make pink impossible. So there's that. And now it's done. Now we can actually continue and beat this. Now we can beat it. Should be able to beat it from here pretty easily. If this were one, this would necessitate a double that would break gray. So we can't have that. This is actually determined. And we solved it. Nice, guys. Really happy about this. Oh man. Wow, that one took a while. That was actually a really difficult puzzle, but we solved it. These are hard, dude. These are really hard. You have to do a lot of like theory crafting and like, yeah, it's rough. These are rough.